Hey guys, so I got a little something here. I was fishing last weekend and talked in some of my previous videos about guides and guide systems and how certain things can happen with your guides. And I had one here that the ceramic insert popped out on. I started hearing something ticking and clinking at the top of my rod, and I was flipping and looked up, and ceramic insert was out. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate today just how to fix this issue. It's really super easy to fix, and you can do it at home and cost you just a couple bucks at the most, depending on what guide you find and what one you use. But first thing you got to do is get this old one off the top. And all of these are just epoxied on with simple epoxy at the tip top. They're not wrapped, other than just for show like some of the others are on the rest of the guide. They're epoxy, not thread. So you just take a lighter and you're going to just hold that lighter up there under it. Just let it heat up and take a pair of needle nose pliers and just kind of start to work that epoxy loose, and it'll slide right off just like that. Easy enough, right? Just takes a little while to heat that glue up enough to get it out. Then I've got these glue sticks, epoxy sticks. You want to cut off no more than what you absolutely need really to fill up your new guide. So you can take your new guide, a new one here. This is another ceramic I've had for a while. It's the right size. Make sure when you order your guide, you know sort of what size you need. If you got a flipping rod, you're going to need to go a little bit bigger. If you got lighter action rods, you're going to need to go a little bit smaller with those guide sizes. You can find some online stuff that's really good for figuring out how to order, or you can just call us if it's a JB rod or really anything. Regardless, we're going to at least give you some guidance on what would you need to order, or even we can just send you one. If it's one of our rods, a lot of times we'll just mail somebody one for free, but make sure you pick the one that's got the right size barrel for the tip top. And you can order with different size opening guides. This is probably a number 4 or 5 opening on this guide. It's fairly small, but not micro guide level small. So you're just going to take that glue stick, insert that glue stick in, kind of mark it with your finger, and just cut it to where got enough to fill that tube. Because what's going to happen when you start to heat it up, it's just going to expand and come out. And you're going to heat it a little first. Take your pliers. I'm going to have it ready to go. And it's going to be pliable for quite a while, so you don't need to just jam it on super fast. You don't have to be in any certain hurry at all. Just take that lighter and heat it up. And get that epoxy stick nice and soft in there. And once it's nice and soft, you can go ahead and just pop it on. Really easy. Work it down in there and then give it a twist to kind of work any air bubbles out of that epoxy and work it around. And I usually leave mine for flipping with a spiral wrap setup with ours. I've learned kind of over the years, I like to give my tip tops a little bit of an angle there. Since I flip right-handed, I angle them to the left, and that just prevents your line from doing a little twist around the top. So see how that guide is? I give it a little bit of that offset at the top. Since spiral wrap, it comes out the bottom. I found a lot of times it would kind of catch a little bit and loop around, so I get it just a little bit of an angle there, and it makes flipping a lot easier. That's all I use this rod for, is flipping. So other guides, just set it up, line it up straight, do it straight. Now once that starts to set a little bit, and it's already getting a little tacky there, go ahead and let it sit for 24 hours. You don't want to have it in an extreme temperature. If it's super cold, super hot, it could either set too fast or not set at all. Want to do it on a nice day like today. It's 60, 70 degrees. Just let it sit overnight, and then it's ready to be fished with. I've even seen guys switch them out on the lake. You can do this on the lake. I recommend letting it sit a while before you start using it. But in a pinch, I keep some in the boat all the time, and if I need to switch out a tip top, it's a 4-minute video that I just showed you is how long it takes to do it, and even less time once you've done it a few times. So anyhow, hit me up and make sure to check us out at jbcustomrods.net. Thanks.